to Black Evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Dabby Dane. I got a very special topic. We're going to talk about one thing. Andrew Brown shooting, dash, cover up. Let's get into it. Here we go. Hey. Alright, in all seriousness, we got a serious topic. Andrew Brown shooting. It's in North Carolina, in Elizabeth City. We have a young black man being killed by the police department. What's worse about it, I covered this last week, but what's worse about it now is the recent update. The judge has denied the video to the family and to the public. This can only mean one thing. It's a cover-up. Now, I got a special guest, Mr. Entrepreneur, Mr. CEO, Mr. Record Producer, Mr. He Is The Job, Tyler, Kidd Klutch Productions. Introduce yourself, film brother. How are you?
Doing good, Dave. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Yeah, it's good to have you on here, man. So what are your thoughts on the whole Andrew Brown shooting and the cover-up, man? It's sickening.
Basically, what you said, it's just a huge cover-up, and it's being exposed.
Yep. Because in all my years of covering police brutality, I've never seen the police go through such lengths to cover it up. Even the judges cooperating with them, hiding the video and everything else, redacting the video, only showing 20 seconds. If you show 20 seconds of something, you hiding something.
Basically, what the judge, he said too, is he said he's going to go through the video and look over it, and he's going to release what he deems is credible.
Yeah.
So what that means is basically, if he want to put 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, release it to the media,
yeah,
he'll do it.
Yep.
And it's like you're saying, if Mr. Brown, if he's going around coming at police, like you said, why won't you show the full video then?
Mm-hmm.
Prove your case. You have something to hide then.
Yep.
You're doing it.
If he was a violent criminal like you say he was, then you would have shown the video already, but you're not. This means only one thing, you're covering up. That means the police did something so bad and so terrible that you covering up, you hiding evidence. You're stopping the family from seeing what happened and getting closure. You're stopping the public from getting information. You're stopping the process from being done because you're trying to cover your bad crops and crime or crooked cops. This is what I mean when I talk about police say police need to be reformed. No, it doesn't need to be reformed. The whole damn system needs to be brought down. Tired of this. This is sick. The fact that you have the government officials covering it up and cooperating with the police and the officials and the judges covering it up and trying to bury it. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bury it because they're going through all these links and all these games, the family and Benjamin Crump and everything else. It's just evil.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, they're trying to bury it, but it ain't going to work because people are going to demand pressure. They're already pressuring them already, and they're looking bad too. They're going to lose their credibility because if you just hide and stuff and you continue to hide and stop evidence from being shown, then that means you got something to hide and you're trying to cover something up, like we keep saying. It's not going to work.
I don't think it's going to work because you look at it, it went from being a local case to being a state case now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when they investigate it in the state inquiry, that they're going to see that it's been a cover-up because they waited more than a week to even show the family the video. Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't allow them to see the full video. Then they're using something saying that the lawyers, Benjamin Crump and the other lawyer, Bakari Sellers, that they can't see the video or come in with the family because they're not lawyers barred under the North Carolina law.
Mm-hmm.
But they say there's no law that says you can't practice law in another state.
Mm-hmm.
As a lawyer.
Yeah, they're trying to just cover it up. They're trying to hide information. That's their problem. It's not going to work. Because people are going to be waking up and seeing the truth for what it is.
And you know what I think too? To me, it looks like they're making out the rules as they go. They don't even know what they're talking about.
Yep.
It's just making stuff up to cover their tracks.
Mm-hmm. It's just evil. It's just evil. There's something wrong. Something wrong. It's disgusting. So, Tyler, with all this stuff going on, do you feel like the police need to be reformed, or do it needs to be torn down? Because I believe it needs to be torn down.
I think it's got to be reformed.
Why do you say that?
I think they need to do what New Jersey did, and then there's this city in New York that did it. I forgot the name of it. It may be Hackensack.
Mm.
They did it. And what they did is they formed a new system. But what they did is all the cops had to go through background checks. They had to reapply for their position in the department. If they failed background checks, they couldn't be police officers. If they had prior cases, they couldn't do it.
Yep.
And I think that's easier. Reforming them is going to be easier than rebuilding another system from the ground up. I think we can get public safety officials to handle stuff for mental health and other stuff and ticket. And you can have police that handle tickets. In New York and other places, they actually have that, like a traffic cop. But you shouldn't have police officers handling everything that goes on.
Yep.
You get called for mental health or something, you should be handling a cop with a gun that's trigger happy.
Yep.
To handle that situation.
Yeah, because if a cop with a gun with trigger happy handle a situation of mental health, they're not equipped to handle that situation. They're gonna look for an excuse. Oh, he's resisting. Mow him down.
Also, what I want to say too is basically, I think police officers are actually great at investigating cases. They need to spend more time investigating and prosecuting rather than being on the streets trying to terrorize. Like I feel like low level offenses, they shouldn't be handled by police officers. You should have a security guard or something handling that.
Yeah. It's not, security guards, they're more equipped to handle that situation. And also, I feel like the problem with policing is you're getting outsiders from other communities and policing them and everything, and they're not from that community. So how are they going to police the community? They're not from there. They don't know anything about the community. They just either terrorize and stuff like that. Recruit people from those areas, get black cops and everything who know the area, who know the community, and who can police the community properly. Stop recruiting these goddamn outsiders, these white supremacist terrorists, and start recruiting people from their own community if you're going to reform the system.
I understand what you're saying on that, but I disagree with that. I think people will put too much emphasis on, oh, they live in this area or they know this area to where they can police people. That's not true. I think this conversation has to go to a deeper level because that's always been the thing. We need to get cops that look like us to do that. What happens on the outside that comes in the community? You're going to police them differently from what you would the people in the community, and that's dangerous too. What we need to do is we need to get cops that are competent, equipped to do the job, and they're mentally stable. And we gotta do background checks, deep background checks. If you're a white supremacist, you're a dirty cop. If you're on drugs, you don't qualify to be a police officer.
Yep.
Just like being a doctor or any other profession. If you lose your license in one state, you shouldn't be able to be a police officer in another state.
Yeah, it's like you being a doctor in one state, you go into another state, you can be a doctor, or you lose license to be a lawyer, you go in another state, you can be a lawyer. No, they should have consequences. You do something dirty, you should lose your license to be a police officer. You're not fit to be a police officer. You're not qualified. I agree with you on that. I'm saying on terms of community level, get people from their own community. But I'm saying I agree with you what you're saying about how we need to do background checks and everything. I think it's a combination of both. Get people from the area and also get people who have background checks, who are qualified to be a police officer. I don't care if you're from the community. If you're mentally unstable and you're from the community, you're not fit to be a police officer. You're not qualified. I believe it's a combination of both.
I disagree with you if I say this. If we use those standards, they will translate into other areas. Because, think about this. Do you work in the community that you live in? At your job?
At my job, I currently have to work from home.
No, what I'm saying is your job located in your community where you live at?
It is.
It's in the driving level?
Driving level is about.
When I mean your community, I'm talking about your direct community. I'm not talking about in the same city. I'm saying the community you live in.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's not. But what I mean by that standard is going to be applied to policing. You shouldn't have to live in the community to work there.
I disagree with you on that because when it comes to police officers specifically, you've seen the cases of police brutality, and what happens is we have these crooked cops, you have these dirty cops, and you have these cops who are not from the community. So they don't know how to police black people and everything else because you look at it's like they protect their own and everything else will use hostile force. So we need to stop excessive force.
See, that goes back to what I said earlier. It's not about who lives in the community. It's about who you have operating in that community. You have a mentally unstable, hostile, criminal, dirty cop or racist cop. You're gonna get that anyway. It don't matter if they live there or not. Because you got dirty black cops. You got dirty white cops, dirty Hispanic. You see that? To me, it's not about your race. It's not about your address. It's about like capable of doing the job ethically.
Yeah, because I've seen. I agree with you on that because. Yeah, I agree with you on that ethically because a lot of times you have these cops who are unfit to be police officers because look at their attitude. If you coming in there looking to shoot to kill and brutalize people, you're not fit to be an officer. Like you could rather go and be in the UFC, looking to fight people and brutalize people fighting. But in terms of being a police officer, you're not qualified because you're looking at people as they're hostile, they're a threat, and everything else. That's not policing. Policing is to protect and serve the community, not beat and kill whoever you feel like it.
Because it goes back to what I'm saying is, you shouldn't have to live in my community or know who I am to treat me as a human being. That's what I'm getting at. And I was watching this town hall and this one guy, he was going off on the police chief. He was like, we're gonna have a community. They was making suggestions on what they should do. He's like, we can have community days and we can sit down and get the cops together and stuff. And he's like, I don't want none of that. I don't want to eat no food with y'all. So you gotta do this. He said, y'all need to learn how to police black people, brown people, indigenous people like y'all do white people.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we don't even have all that community stuff and get to know y'all. I'm not like that too on that.
Mm-hmm. All this community stuff, we need to get to know the cops, get to know the cops. We need to get to know you. Y'all just need to learn how to treat people like decent human beings. Stop treating them like they're thugs and criminals and hostile and start treating them like they're human beings. You treat other groups of people like human beings. You treat white people like they're human beings. You show restraint. You show the incredible amount of restraint at the Capitol when you taking selfies with them. You show incredible amount of restraint when they being hostile towards you, threatening you and everything else, threatening to kill you, have a weapon on you.
And it also goes to what I said too is the police. A lot of these police, they do. A lot of them have wrong records and stuff that they did. Like we said with Derek Chauvin, when he had his knee on somebody else's neck.
Mm-hmm.
Or that for 17 minutes before George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
But that case got covered up, and that's what goes on. A lot of these people, it's not the first time that they did these things. It's just the first time they got caught.
Yeah.
Because they doing these things, they feel so comfortable doing it.
And they're so arrogant, they think they gonna get away with it because they've been getting away with it for a long time. Like with the Andrew Brown thing, I feel like, hey, this is not the first time that in North Carolina the police department have done stuff like this, and they trying to cover it up. Now it's just bringing more attention now, and they're getting caught, like you said.
Because they said over 1,000 of them over the last 2 years have lost their license with cops for malpractice and police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to what I said too. We need to have a nationwide law that mandates what the police can do and not do.
Yeah.
And that law to start doing that is pass the George Floyd Justice Policing Act.
Yep, in the Emmett Till bill.
The United States Senate needs to put the bill on the floor, pass it now, and get it to the White House.
Yeah. Yeah, the George Floyd bill and the Emmett Till bill. You pass that.
Emmett Till lynching bill.
Yep, Emmett Till lynching bill. You pass those two bills for black folk and stop and police brutality.
Is also the George Floyd Justice Policing Act has been passed 2 times in the United States Congress, last year and this year. So what's going on with the Senate? It's 2 Democratic senators holding up the process. When it gets on the floor, we need to watch out for. And their names is Joe Manchin from the state of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Put pressure on them. Let them know if they hold up the process when it gets on the floor, that they will be primary, they'll be voted out, we'll get them out.
Yep.
And we gotta put pressure on the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Yep.
To put it on the floor. Because the Asian hate bill like I said last week, it made it on the floor with no problem.
Yeah.
It passed the historical numbers. It was 96-1.
Yep.
The United States Senate.
But now when it comes to black people, they taking their time. They slowing stuff down and everything else. That's the problem with government sometimes. They want to filibuster. They want to do all this hoopla and all this chicory. Stop doing that. Pass the damn bill already. It's been passed in the House already, but it's been passed in the Senate. It's taking forever. Quit playing these games and pass the bill already.
You can't play politics with people's lives.
Yeah. It's sick and it's dirty and it's evil. And like Tyler said, like Kidd Klutch said, you're gonna call you all out. Tell y'all what it is. And stop police brutality. I'm tired of this. You tired of it. I know you are, Mr. Kidd Klutch. We all tired of it. It's sick. Closing thoughts. We end police brutality, bring an end to it, and stop. And I'm telling the NC officials now, stop the cover up. Stop it. All this judge hoopla and everything else, you covering it up. I've never seen the police department go through such lengths to cover up a video. That means the cops have been doing that truly sick and truly evil act. So Tyler, what are your closing thoughts on this, man?
My final thoughts on this topic now until it gets signed into law is going to be pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act now. Put United States Senate, put it on the floor, vote, get it passed, get it to the White House to be signed. And that's how we're going to end it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is Devin Daniel, and this is Kidd Klutch. We are signing off, ending this. I want to say this. Stop police brutality. End it. Get this George Floyd bill passed and the Emmett Till lynching bill passed. This is Devin Daniel. I'm signing off.